Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's TGIS for me because I don't work tomorrow. But I work today all day. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the Common Sense and Random Shit Show. Today is more of the random shit because it's no politics. Fernando Rivera Jr. here, your host. Hold on a second, I was gonna make sure it's working with the tableta because if it's not working, poopa. It was more like a not the poopa, but still same shit, same effect. And yes, I change everything to suit the show because it is what it is. It doesn't matter where you're at. It is because it is no politics at all. I'm trying to avoid that today. Today is strictly movies because it is what it is. Anyway, coffee. Because today was one of those days where I got to work my early job, and there wasn't much to do. There were two or three in there, two, three things that I usually can do or will. And today I was like, you know what? Let me go get out of here. Go to my other job, my second job, the one I was usually perform or do the show from. And I said, let me try out some other stuff and mess around and make sure everything is up to par. Because as I said, today is all movies, no politics. It's aliens. I have a theory. I think they've been here for a long time. I think they've always been here. What do they look like? Well, I think they're mosquitoes. Those things are pests. I think they got here and said, shit, we over or underestimated these human beings. They are idiots. Just look at the left. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to talk about politics, but it's hard. Anyway, first movie, Mel Gibson, who for a while, he let's just say he was shunned by Hollywood or whatever it may be for the things he said or has said in pasts. You know, as I told my wife before, I said, I think what happened was Hollywood realized this guy's a conservative, and Hollywood doesn't like conservatives. Again, it's hard. It's hard not to talk politics. I'm sorry. It's just with all the shit that's going on. Anyway, Mel Gibson, great legend in the Hollywood. And Signs was one of those movies, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. I like M. Night Shyamalan. I like his movies. They're all kind of, the ending is always like The Sixth Sense was like, wow. What is it? Unbreakable, I think it is, with Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson. Then there was Glass. I think that was supposedly the second part. A lot of people didn't realize. Some people did. But M. Night Shyamalan was a good movie. There was the recent one my wife and I saw was Knock at the Cabin. It was good. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. But Signs, this is one of those movies that my wife and I own. And when we lived in Port St. Lucie house, and we, what we do every night is we put a movie to sleep. We'll put a movie on, put the volume down, put the automatic turn off for 2 hours, and sometimes we'll be up for the whole thing, except for me because I pass out because of 3 jobs. But lately it's been Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the one with Johnny Depp, which I enjoy. I enjoy both of them, especially with Gene Wilder. I like both of them, but I like the way Johnny Depp took that part and made it was a sarcastic prick. Loved it. But anyway, enough of that. Signs was one of those movies where at least once a week, that's one of the movies we put on to go to sleep with. Sometimes we would not go to bed and watch it because it's a great movie. It wasn't a blockbuster, but it was good. You know what I'm saying? I like the premise behind it. The story is a little out there, but it's kind of cool. There was one part in this movie that was like, oh, whoa, which is exactly how Joaquin Phoenix, his reaction to the part would probably be one of ours. Same reaction. but you'll see what I'm saying. I don't know if it'll show that part in the trailer, but yeah, check this out. Yes, I'm on my phone still. Yes, you'll probably see me doing this here and there because it's right there. So let's go a little past this because the movie I'm talking about is Signs. Let's do this.
What can make geometric shapes the size of a football field?
What kind of machine can bend a stalk of corn over without breaking it?
Can't be by hand, it's too perfect.
So the aliens can't read our minds.
Oh.
Some animals around the county have been acting funny. Some of them violent. It's almost like they act when they smell a predator around.
Amman, Nairobi, Bangalore, and Jerusalem as the
Same
latest.
shows on every station.
Every station?
It is the 18th reported crop site in that country in the last 72 hours.
I'm a little scared. All this stuff on TV. Joe Gills was in here talking about the end of the world.
They're staying in the shadows. It's called probing, to make sure things are all clear
Clear for what?
for the rest of them.
There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water?
Ground forces are being assembled.
It's happening. Don't be afraid.
It's like War of the Worlds.
Believe it's going to pass. Don't be afraid.
They're in the house.
Here it comes. Don't be afraid.
Okay, okay. It's kind of coincidence that War of the Worlds was mentioned because obviously I'm going to talk about that because there was the movie with Tom Cruise, then there was a series, completely different premises. I believe one was supposedly more closer to the book, but watching the show, my opinion, like assholes, everyone's got one. My opinion. Take it as you want. But that part right there in the cornfields, when it sounded like some demon was talking, that wasn't like that. It must have been just for the trailer, because as many times I've seen that movie, that talking in the back, that wasn't happening. But that part with the leg going, that was pretty freaky. There was another part they didn't show in the trailer. If you haven't seen that movie, watch it. I think it should be on your list, as Dylan says, one of my coworkers and one of my bosses at one of my 3 jobs. You know, he has a Fernando's movie list because it's probably so far we're at like 20 something movies that I've told him about and he's never seen, some he's never heard of. This is why I do this shit, because people like Dylan, because there are people that enjoy movies as much as I do, but either they don't have time or they haven't heard of it because of work or whatever it may be. But it's funny because the movie Aliens from on Hulu, I forgot what it was, the new one, Romulus. Is it Romulus? Oh, I saw a movie you didn't see yet. Yay! He was excited about that. And he's like, have you watched it yet? Have you watched it yet? I haven't. I will. But just so you know, we'll talk about aliens here. There are dozens, maybe hundreds of movies I can talk about. 1, we don't have all day. 2, I want to base it around Earth-based aliens. So that cuts out the majority of the alien movies. and some of them are not even worth talking about because they were crap. Um, but the ones I talk about here, I highly enjoyed, um, except for the series. But we'll talk about that now. The next set of movies, one I may have mentioned before. I'm going to the wrong thing. Let me find. I have to find it because solo dolo by myself live. You already know. Where is it? Where? Oh, there it is. Okay. For one, let's talk about the first one I have on here. It is another Hulu. Did it pause? It paused. Okay, pause. Yes. Deal with it. Pray. Upon watching the trailer, I was like, Now, I like the Predator movies. Not all of them, but, AVP was actually pretty good. The first Alien vs. Predator was pretty decent. Even though I hate when they meld two characters that have nothing to do with each other. Like, what was it? Michael Myers and Jason or Freddy. I forgot what it was. I never watched. After the first one of most of those, I didn't watch the ones after because most of them sucked. Slasher movies sometimes overdo it. Um, this was a sleeper. Even my brother, as I said, my brother and I was like, "Did you see this? Did you see this?" Where I was talk back and forth and compare what's good and what's bad and whatever. But even he texted me and said, "Bro, that's actually one of the best Predators they have." I tend to agree. It was more down to earth, and granted, it was a female, two genders. Sorry, can't help it. Oh, oh, no politics, no politics. Monday. I gotta talk about an experience I had yesterday at a Publix. God, I wish I should have filmed that. Anyway, hold on, Fernando. Hold on. Monday's just 2 days away. Yeah, I had two experiences yesterday. Like two genders. I couldn't be helped. Pray! Let us pray. Check it out.
Why do you want to hunt? Because you all think that I can't. I saw a sign in the sky. I'm ready. Muy nita. There's something out there. I'm coming with you.
You can't.
I'm trying to protect you.
Protect me from what? It's time.
It knows how to hunt. I know how to survive. Whatever did this, I can kill it.
That shit, the trailer. I haven't watched it since it first came out. As I said, when I gave it a shot, my wife and I said, let's just see. It kind of looks interesting. She likes mostly Alien Predator movies, but this is one of the best ones. I honestly, truly believe. Not this one. Prior. Genius. I am not. common sense I have, and a big taste for good film. I don't care what anybody says. My opinion, like assholes, just saying. Not that I'm saying I'm an asshole. Two genders, just saying. The Tomorrow War. It's out there. Very entertaining, if anything. And if you can, I'm on early today. For one, let's get that out the way. Yes, nobody watches me live. I have one or two that watch me live. This is why I guess it doesn't matter what time I come on, because nobody watches me live. Most of my viewers watch me later, and I should have said it in the beginning, which I think I did. Today is not about politics, because I'm sure you guys are probably like, ugh, again, oh God, again, oh, again. The same shit over and over and over and over and over. So, since I'm a movie buff, and if you're still here, the one person that's watching me, so are you. And you've probably seen all of them. So comment, say something. My God, Tomorrow War. Shit. Just saying. Good movie. Check it out. Start. Damn it. Yeah.
Okay, none of you are my child. Has anyone seen Miri?
Aww.
We are fighting a war 30 years in the future.
Is this a joke?
Our enemy is not human. We need you to fight.
You got drafted.
I will be back.
Why is this happening? What about the teachers' deferment and the veterans' deferment?
If I don't go, they're going to draft you in my place. But if something does happen to me, you and Miri will be taken care of.
If something happens to you, Dan, 70% of draftees do not return.
Sometimes a man does what's best for his family, not himself.
Move your shirt, please.
What's this for?
It's just a test. Oh, a seatbelt. Was it a driving test? No? You don't have jokes in the future?
This device facilitates your jump to and from the future war.
1 minute to jump.
Oh, here, buddy. Take that. You just whip it around like that.
How are you so calm?
Long story.
Are you ex-military?
Yeah. Kind of a short story, I guess.
3, 2, 1. In 11 months' time, all human beings in the future will be wiped from the face of the earth. Unless you help us.
I was trying to save my daughter. If I gotta save the world to save her, then I'm gonna do it.
This is the end. The human species will disappear from the face of the earth. We are literally living on borrowed time.
There's still a chance that we can stop this war from ever happening. So we gotta fight.
Well, it was nice knowing you.
As I said, it's funny. What I like about Chris Pratt is he always has that sense of humor, and like Star-Lord and Guardians of the Galaxy. That little temperament that he has is hilarious. It's Chris Pratt. You know what I mean? Yes, live. Why do I go live instead of recording? Have a better cut into video into blah 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 blah. Because I like doing live because it's live reaction. It's if I'm gonna mess up, I'm gonna mess up. Whatever. I want you to get the real me on real time. So if you're watching me live, I've explained this before, but just in case you're on here and you're brand new, that's what it is. That's how I am. I prefer doing live. I don't know. Not many people do live. I watch some of the shows that are out there. And as I said before, how I compare my show. My show's like a late night show. but not really. And I don't have a lot of viewers. But I don't want to just be about one thing like most other shows or TV shows or whatever they are, whatever YouTube, ScootTube, Facebook, TikTok. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. Still a free country, ain't it? So whatever entertains me, I'm hoping to entertains you. Movies, who doesn't like movies? Escaping from reality and the bullshit. And that's what I like to do. So today, all movies. So if you're on here and you're like, ah, screw this guy, whatever. It's free country still. Anyway, next movie set, I guess. And it's not just the movie set. I want to talk about, as I said before, today, I mentioned it. Let me go here. Let me make sure this is paused because I don't want it. Okay, stop there. Yes. Maybe not. Let me go a little further. There it is. Yes. Oh, did I push play? Stop. Stop. Okay. Take it easy. Take it easy. War of the Worlds. Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, Joaquin Phoenix, great actors. Every single one of them. There are, other people in this movie. One of those movies that wasn't the blockbuster, especially with Tom Cruise, which is like, really? Yes. Didn't follow the original book story, but there was an old, very old World of Worlds movie that if you watch, it is hilarious. I've never watched it until about 2 years ago. My wife was like, let's just watch it, see what I love it. Because sometimes we'll just watch some really old movies and try to compare it to some of the remakes. And we're like, wow, not all remakes suck. Or not all old ones suck. But World of the Worlds, the original, holy shit. It almost looks like some people designed some costumes and did the movie in the backyard and put it all together. It was just really, really bad. So to have this movie with such caliber of good actors should have been bigger. But the thing about this movie that was a little aggravating, sorry, I totally went off of the Tomorrow War thing. Just so you know about the Tomorrow War, without ruining it, when he's in the future, somebody that he works with is somebody he knows from the past. It's very, very interesting how they put that together. So if you're curious as to what it is, check it out. Because of that storyline, my wife was like, I didn't like the ending, even though it was a good ending. She was like, I didn't like what happened. He should have done this. He should have done that. And I was like, it's how it had to happen. But I'm sure if whoever watched it before probably thought the same thing. Me, I'm the kind of like, just to get off the subject, Walking Dead. I stopped watching after. I don't watch all the other branches of The Walking Dead. I tried Fear the Walking Dead. I liked the beginning of it. First season was okay. After that, I couldn't watch it. I did watch with Rick and Michonne. Those that survived, I forgot what it was. Those that live. That was actually pretty good. Probably one of the best branches that branched off. That was pretty good. Didn't like Negan. Didn't like Daryl Dixon much. Carol, it made it more entertaining. But when Walking Dead was finished, it was done. It was on for a long time, and I was like, okay, I'm happy with it. My wife is a big fan, so she watches every branch, every spin-off. She watches every single one. She wants it to keep going. She'll watch The Walking Dead till we pass in 50 years, maybe. Because we're old, so it may not even be that long, but I'm just saying. But, so, yeah, I don't know why I got off the subject. Anyway, War of the Worlds, Tom Cruise. Good action. I think it's good storytelling, except for his son. I read somewhere somebody talked about this movie and said his son got on my nerves. Guess what? He got on my nerves. Got on my wife's nerves. Every time we watched this movie, he was like, take it out. How far already? What's wrong with you? Yeah. Anyway, World of Worlds, the movie. Let's talk about something after this.
8:30?
We said 8 o'clock.
Hello, Dad.
Get a hug?
Robbie's got a paper, which he's yet to begin.
I just gotta type it up.
You just gotta start writing it first. Take care of our kids.
You got nothing to worry about. That is so weird. The wind is blowing toward the storm. It's okay. Lightning doesn't strike twice.
Where's the thunder?
Robbie, you saw the lightning?
Yeah, 26 times on Lincoln Avenue.
You feel that?
I'm taking you to the car. You're gonna want to look around. But you're not going to, are you?
Listen to me, there's 3 of us.
There's nothing living in that direction!
They've been planning this for 1,000,000 years. And these are only the first. They'll keep coming.
Am I ever gonna see Mom again in my life?
Where's my son? I know you want to fight. I know it seems like you have to, but you don't. You don't!
This is not a war. This is an extermination.
Wake up!
Okay. Now, as I said, the son, yeah, we're ready in the back seat. You know, he's kind of big. He was an asshole. And, you know, as I said, it wasn't a blockbuster, but it was a good movie. Now, this War of the Worlds TV series came out in 2019. It didn't have an all-star cast. It had the main actor. I forgot his name. I should have looked it up before I got on here. But it's early. I got on early today. Sorry, my ankle's itching. I think I'm getting my ass whooped down here by the aliens. The old aliens. I call them mosquitoes. Now, apparently this was more towards the book series or whatever it may be. But in my opinion, because like assholes, everyone has one. 2 genders. I had to say it. I think the show was interesting. It had in there quantum physics and multiverse kind of storyline where the invaders, I believe, were from Mars. If I remember, I could be wrong. I only watched it once and it wasn't that good. I watched it twice, but I would watch it again just to get more detail next time. But they weren't Martian. They were humans from the future that came back to Earth to get back at us. It's pretty messed up. But it's interesting, especially in the beginning, how it happened, where the attack that happened was nothing like War of the Worlds of the movie at all. Totally different, but interesting. You got to get into it to for me to explain it more, for you to understand what I'm trying to say, but it's nothing like the movie. So if you go into it thinking you're going to see big alien ships and a storyline that's going to be like the movie, nothing like it. I like this multiverse aspect of the movie, but when they started getting to the Martians were Earthlings at one time, and then again, and then what they're trying to do, that's when I was like, okay, it's a twisted turn. I don't know. Time travel, you never know. I am a big fan of time travel. I'm a big fan of the multiverse thing. This was all kind of all in once, but it was interesting. Just saying, you know, very interesting. But it is different. So let me get out of this because I do have an extra movie. As I said, all these movies were about aliens, but they're Earth grounded. Earth. You know, I could talk about aliens. I could talk about Romulus, like I said. I could talk about one with Daniel Craig. I forgot what that was. It was about aliens. I could talk about a bunch of movies about aliens, but most of the ones that I enjoyed that were Earth-based, is why I'm talking about them. Now, this next one starts off on Earth, goes somewhere else, but it is Earth-based because of what they found out in the movie and why they had to go investigate. And this, the coincidence of this whole thing is, let me find it first, because this is live and I'm on my phone. Hold on. That is such an aggravating sound. Let me see here. Let me pause it when it comes up. Bam! Prometheus. Now I know offhand at least 10 people that I work with and people I know, at least, I don't know that many people, that never watched it. Some people never heard of it. My wife never watched it. I was shocked because she loves aliens and predators and all that stuff. So I was pretty shocked. Plus, she likes Shirley Theron and Michael Fassbender. You're asking, if you've never seen this, what does this have to do with aliens? Obviously, the name is the name of the ship, but literally aliens, like the movie Aliens with Sigourney Weaver and all this other Alien versus Predator. This movie is a prequel. You won't know that till you watch it through, and while you're watching the movie, I don't think it was ever said that it was a prequel. But as you're watching the movie, you're like, what does this have to do with aliens? This doesn't have to do with aliens. And as I was saying, Earth-based, because they start off on Earth, then they found out that, let's just say that these scientists, whatever they may be, discovered and found who our makers were. And they want to go out there and find out more about them. And all the twists and turns in the movie comes out because of us being curious. We kind of help create the alien. Like literally the aliens, the first alien in the Sigourney Weaver movie. Interesting story. As I said before, when I talked about if something's going to ruin us, and it's going to be us. This movie's perfect. It is us. But there's a bunch of twists and turns in the movie. Probably, to me, since it's, even though it's a prequel, I think it's the best alien movie. When it comes to aliens, just like Prey, Back in Time, whatever, I think that was one of the best Predator movies. That's why I talk about these. But check this out. If you haven't watched it, very interesting movie, very good story, good actors. Let's see.
All right, take us round.
Bringing it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Prometheus has landed.
Good morning. I am Meredith Vickers, and it's my job to make sure you do yours. Okay, then. On with the show.
These are images of archaeological digs all over the Earth. Ancient civilizations that shared no contact, and yet, same pictogram, every last one.
It's a star map.
No, not a map. An invitation.
From whom?
But let's say I'm wrong, and you do find these beings down there. You won't engage them. You won't talk to them. You will do nothing but report back to me.
Miss Vickers, is there an agenda that you're not telling us about?
How far would you go to get your answers?
Look at this.
Prometheus, are you seeing this?
They were right.
You want them to be wrong.
Prometheus, the ground crew.
One of them probes picked up a life form.
She's got a pin.
What are you gonna pick?
One click west of you.
Is it moving? What's that? Everybody back on the ship now.
Need to stay calm.
It's okay.
If you're going down there, you're going to die.
They're changing.
Changing into what?
What is that?
There's a ship.
They're leaving.
To go where?
Earth.
We were so wrong. Take us home! If we don't stop it, there won't be any home to go back to.
Why is that door open? Cut it off! Cut it off!
Get it over me!
Yes! Ridley Scott. Alien Connection. Kumbaya. Anyway, that's my mind. Trust me, you have no idea. I'm like, I want to tell what happened the other day, but I'm going to wait till Monday. I want to wait. Because it's funny as shit. Especially if you're on the right side of the aisle, if you know what I mean. Two genders. Just saying. Just have to stress that. Anyway. No politics. Good boy, Fernando. It was hard. Now I got to go 2 days. Like two genders without talking about politics. Thanks for watching, guys. As I said, please comment, share, like, subscribe. Do what you got to do. Links will be in the description. Blah, 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 blah. To I have no idea what. Because I didn't really share anybody else's stuff other than trailers. But it'll be a short description. I'll get to it after. No bullshit. As I said, streaming live 6 days a week on YouTube, ScootTube, TikTok, Rumble, all three. Between 6:30 and 7 is the beginning time. I said between 6:30 and 7. I don't mean it's gonna be from 6:30 to 7. Trust me, it'd be nice if I could do half hour, but every time I plan a half hour, this thing doesn't shut up. And it goes longer. So thanks to whoever stuck around. Sending a shout out to Brain Socks. Must be sleeping. Either way, thank you guys. Stay true to the red, white, and blue. And not sure what my wife and I are gonna watch tomorrow. We usually have it all planned out what we're gonna watch. Let me start getting ready. Yep, that's what it is. A freaking circus. Anyway, Monday, back to the usual crazy insanity of you know who. Two genders. Just have to say that again. Sorry about the finger. I'm watching it on my tablet and I'm like, wow, fat finger. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. If you have any comments, concerns, disagreements, free country, you can disagree with me all you want. But let me know what your favorite one is of the ones that I talked about. I did like that one the best. Prometheus more serious. I did like Tomorrow War a lot. Prey was excellent. That's why I talk about them. Sign. This is literally my choice as top 5 or 6 movies that are good alien movies. Earth-based. Even though Prometheus starts on Earth, goes out, but it all has to do with Earth. Interesting story. You already know. Guys, I say again. Te quiero. Nos vemos el lunes. Just in case. That just means I love you and I will see you on Monday. Laters.